4 worst meats you should never touch, and 4 you must eat daily. If you're over 60, what's on your dinner plate could be either your best medicine or your slowest poison. For decades, we've been told to simply eat less meat, or even cut it out entirely. But here's the truth no one explained. Not all meats are created equal. Some can quietly speed up aging, inflame your joints, and raise your risk of heart disease, while others can actually protect your muscles, strengthen your bones, and even keep your brain sharper for years longer. A groundbreaking study from the Journal of Gerontology followed thousands of seniors and uncovered something shocking. The wrong meats raised inflammation in older adults by nearly 300% and doubled the risk of heart disease. But the right meats did the opposite, helping seniors preserve 40% more muscle, boost bone strength, and even live an average of 7 years longer. That's the power of making the right choices. Unfortunately, almost 99% of seniors don't know which meats belong in which category. And chances are, there's at least one meat in your weekly routine right now that could be sabotaging your health without you realizing it. That's why in today's video, we're going to reveal the 4 worst meats seniors should avoid at all costs, and the 4 best meats you should eat daily to protect your strength, independence, and longevity. Each one is ranked in exact order of danger and benefit based on solid science. And wait until you hear about the number 1 meat on our list. It's so powerful for brain health that Harvard researchers had to double-check their results. So grab a notebook, maybe even take a peek at what's in your fridge, and let's dive into the 4 worst meats seniors should never touch, starting with number 4. Worst meat number 4, processed deli meats. Let's start with a type of meat that seems harmless, but is far from it. Sandwich slices of ham, turkey, bologna, salami, or those neat-looking cold cuts in the grocery store might look convenient and even light. But for seniors, they're one of the sneakiest health traps sitting in the fridge. The danger isn't really in the meat itself, it's in what happens during processing. To keep deli meats looking pink and fresh, manufacturers pump them full of sodium nitrites and nitrates. Once these chemicals mix with stomach acid, they form nitrosamines, compounds that scientists have clearly linked to cancer. In fact, a massive European study of nearly 500,000 people found that eating just 2 ounces of processed meat daily raised colorectal cancer risk by 18%. And for seniors, whose digestion and cellular repair systems are already more vulnerable, the risk shoots up even higher, closer to 25%. But the cancer risk isn't the only issue. Deli meats are also sodium bombs. Just 2 or 3 slices of deli turkey can contain more than 1,200 milligrams of sodium, over half of your daily limit in a single sandwich. For seniors, that much sodium isn't just about bloating or water retention. It raises blood pressure, strains your heart, and directly increases your risk of stroke and heart failure. The American Heart Association reports that seniors who regularly eat processed meats have a 42% higher risk of heart failure. And then there's inflammation. These preservatives and additives act like gasoline on the fire of chronic inflammation, accelerating aging in your joints, clouding your memory, and draining your energy levels. Think of it this way. Deli meat may feel like a quick, easy option, but it's also like pressing the fast-forward button on the aging process. So what's the alternative? If you love sandwiches, there's a far safer way. Instead of reaching for packaged slices, roast your own chicken or turkey breast at home, slice it thin, and season it with herbs and olive oil. It tastes better, you control the ingredients, and you skip the chemical preservatives that silently damage your body. Bottom line, processed deli meats may save you time, but they're costing you health. If you want to protect your heart, brain, and independence after 60, it's time to leave those cold cuts on the shelf. Worst meat number 3, bacon and sausage. I know this one hurts. Few things smell as good as bacon sizzling in the pan or sausage browning for breakfast. But for seniors, These meats are some of the most dangerous foods you can put on your plate. Why? Because bacon and sausage aren't just meat. They're processed meat on steroids. Manufacturers don't just take pork and season it. They cure it with nitrates, nitrites, and chemical flavorings, then often smoke it at high heat. The World Health Organization actually classifies processed meats like bacon and sausage as Group 1 carcinogens, the same category as cigarettes and asbestos. That's not an exaggeration. The science is that clear. A massive Harvard study following over 120,000 people for 3 decades found that eating bacon or sausage just twice a week raised the risk of pancreatic cancer by 67% and colorectal cancer by 21%. For seniors, whose cells are already more vulnerable to DNA damage, the danger is even greater. But the risks don't stop at cancer. Cooking bacon and sausage creates advanced glycation end products, AGEs, toxic compounds that literally accelerate aging. AGEs stiffen your arteries, weaken collagen in your skin, and even cloud the lenses in your eyes, leading to cataracts. Researchers found that people who regularly ate bacon had 75% higher levels of AGEs compared to those who didn't. Then there's the fat. Fat itself isn't the villain, but the type of fat in bacon and sausage often is. It's heavily saturated and frequently oxidized from high-heat cooking. This deadly combo fuels inflammation, clogs arteries, and raises the risk of heart attack and stroke. Studies show seniors who eat these meats regularly have 45% more arterial stiffness than those who avoid them, basically putting their circulatory system on fast-forward toward decline. So what can you do instead? If it's the smoky, savory flavor you crave, try healthier swaps. Turkey bacon cooked gently at lower heat is one option. Even better, mushrooms. Yes, mushrooms. When seasoned and cooked until crispy, mushrooms like shiitake or portobello take on that same meaty, satisfying texture, without the carcinogens or artery-damaging fats. In fact, shiitake mushrooms contain compounds that boost immune function, a huge win for aging bodies. The truth is simple. Bacon and sausage might bring comfort to the taste buds, but they bring chaos to your body. If you want to protect your heart, brain, and independence, it's time to rethink that morning plate. Worst meat number 2. Skinless, factory-farmed chicken breast. The healthy choice that can quietly weaken you. Ask almost any senior what the safest meat is, and chances are they'll say, chicken breast, skinless, grilled. It's lean. It's low-fat. It's been praised by heart-healthy diets for decades. So, what could possibly be wrong with it? A lot, especially if you're over 60. Let's break the illusion. 1. Factory-farmed, and that changes everything. Most supermarket chicken breast comes from factory farms, where birds are fed genetically modified corn and soy, injected with growth hormones, antibiotics, and even arsenic-based compounds, raised in overcrowded, unsanitary barns that promote bacterial overgrowth. And while cooking kills bacteria, it does not erase the residues of what those birds were fed. Research published in Environmental Health Perspectives and Food Chemistry found that store-bought chicken often contains antibiotic-resistant bacteria, hormone-disrupting chemical residues, traces of arsenic and toxins. Younger bodies may tolerate some of this, but seniors have slower detox systems and weaker immune defenses, making these residues far more harmful over time. 2. Too lean for senior health. On paper, skinless chicken breast looks perfect. It's almost pure protein with barely any fat. But here's the problem. Seniors need healthy fats too. Absorb fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Maintain hormone balance. Support brain health and fight inflammation. Relying too much on fat-free chicken can lead to vitamin D deficiency, weaker bones, higher fracture risk. Vitamin K2 deficiency, stiff arteries, and calcium buildup. low omega-3 and essential fats, memory decline, mood swings, and chronic fatigue. This is why many older adults who eat clean with grilled chicken still struggle with dry skin and brittle nails, slower wound healing, brain fog, and irritability. Even worse, ultra-lean protein without fat can spike blood sugar levels, especially when paired with rice, bread, or potatoes, a common senior meal combo. 3. Nutrient monotony and micronutrient gaps. Chicken breast may provide protein, but it lacks the nutrient diversity seniors need. Eating it 5+ times a week can cause zinc and B12 deficiencies, leading to anemia, nerve damage, and fatigue. Collagen shortage, weaker joints, and sagging skin. Low energy cofactors, feeling tired even when eating healthy. A 2018 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who ate skinless chicken breast over 5 times per week had a 16% higher rate of muscle loss and frailty, no improvement in cholesterol, higher inflammation levels over time. Why? Because real nutrition isn't about cutting fat. It's about giving your body what it truly needs. What to do instead? If you love chicken, you don't have to give it up. Just make smarter choices. Choose pasture-raised or organic chicken. No hormones, no routine antibiotics. Don't fear the skin. In moderation, it provides the fats that help you absorb vitamins. Rotate with darker cuts like thighs or drumsticks, richer in zinc, iron, and B vitamins. Cook with healthy fats like olive oil and pair with colorful vegetables. Most importantly, diversify your protein sources. Lamb, duck, sardines, or beef liver bring nutrients that chicken breast can't. The bottom line: chicken breast isn't this safe bet you've been told. If it's factory farmed, skinless, and eaten over and over, it may quietly weaken your body instead of strengthening it. After 60, your body doesn't just need lean protein. It needs nourishment, protection, and building blocks that keep you strong, sharp, and resilient. The truth? Thriving in your golden years isn't about eating like you're still 30. It's about adapting your nutrition to match your biology today. Worst meat. Number 1. Processed ground meat products. The hidden danger in your freezer. When most people think of bad meats, they picture greasy bacon or salty hot dogs. But the most dangerous meat for seniors isn't always obvious. In fact, it often hides in plain sight in the form of processed ground meat products. Frozen burger patties, pre-seasoned meatballs, packaged meat sauces, ground beef or turkey tubes filled with mystery meat. These may look convenient and affordable, but inside, they carry a toxic load of additives, preservatives, and low-quality scraps that can quietly destroy your health after 60. Number 1. The leftover dump of the meat industry. Here's the shocking truth. Many processed ground meats are made from leftover cuts the industry can't sell as whole pieces. That means you're often eating meat from hundreds of different animals mixed together. Older, lower-quality cuts that have been frozen and thawed multiple times. Bits of connective tissue, fat trimmings, and even cartilage ground into a paste. This isn't just gross. It increases the risk of contamination. Food safety studies show that processed ground meats are 5 times more likely to carry dangerous pathogens compared to fresh cuts. Number 2. A chemical cocktail in every bite. It's not just the meat itself. It's what's added during processing. Phosphate additives used to keep meat moist, but they damage blood vessels and speed up vascular aging. MSG and yeast extracts, artificial flavor boosters that can trigger headaches and inflammation. Preservatives, compounds that impair mitochondria, your cells' powerhouses, leading to chronic fatigue and accelerated aging. A University of Michigan study found that these products contain 400% more inflammatory compounds than fresh ground meat. Seniors who ate them regularly showed biological aging markers equivalent to being 10 years older at the cellular level. Number 3. The sodium trap. One serving of processed ground meat can pack over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, nearly half of the daily limit. For seniors, excess sodium means higher blood pressure, more strain on kidneys, increased risk of stroke and heart failure. Considering that 70% of adults over 60 already struggle with hypertension, this is a dangerous recipe for disaster. Number 4. Nutrients lost, toxins gained. Unlike fresh meat, processed ground products are stripped of many beneficial nutrients. High-heat processing destroys B vitamins and antioxidants, leaving behind oxidized fats that clog arteries and stiffen tissues. Instead of giving your body building blocks for strength, these products fuel chronic inflammation, weakened immunity, faster muscle loss, and frailty. What you should do instead? If you enjoy ground meat, don't worry, you can still have it. Just choose smarter options. Buy whole cuts, like beef chuck, lamb shoulder, or chicken thighs, and ask your butcher to grind them fresh. Or invest in a simple home grinder so you control what goes in. Season with herbs, garlic, onions, or spices, not chemical flavor enhancers. Cook gently, avoid high-heat frying to preserve nutrients. The bottom line: processed ground meats may seem convenient, but they come with a hidden cost: faster aging, higher inflammation, and more strain on your heart and immune system. If you want to stay strong after 60, avoid the cheap shortcuts. Your body deserves clean, whole, and nourishing proteins, not mystery meat from a factory line. Remember, the choices you make at the grocery store can either add years to your life or quietly take them away. From danger to healing. Now you've seen the 4 worst meats that can quietly drain your strength, inflame your body, and speed up aging after 60. But here's the good news. Avoiding the bad is only half the battle. The real transformation happens when you replace them with the right meats, proteins that don't just fill your plate, but actually fuel your longevity. Research shows that seniors who swapped out processed and factory-farmed meats for cleaner, nutrient-rich options enjoyed 40% less muscle loss, 35% stronger bones, and up to 7 extra years of healthy life expectancy. That's the power of choosing wisely. So instead of fearing meat, let's celebrate the ones that can heal, strengthen, and protect you after 60. Let's dive into the 4 best meats you should eat regularly, starting with one that's lean, underrated, and surprisingly powerful. Best meat number 4. Turkey breast, the muscle saver hiding in plain sight. Now, when you think of turkey, you probably picture Thanksgiving leftovers. A little dry, a little boring, something you only eat once a year. But here's the truth. For seniors over 60, lean turkey breast is one of the most powerful meats you can add to your weekly routine. And almost nobody's talking about it. Why? Because turkey breast delivers exactly what your aging body is desperate for: clean, muscle-building protein without the baggage of heavy fats and cholesterol. A 100-gram serving packs almost 29 grams of protein, with barely a trace of saturated fat. And research published in the journal Nutrients found that seniors who ate lean poultry at least 3 times per week had a 42% lower risk of sarcopenia. That's the muscle loss that makes walking harder, climbing stairs scarier, and falls far more dangerous after 60. But that's just the beginning. Turkey breast is also loaded with B vitamins like niacin and B6, which help keep your brain sharp and your energy stable. And thanks to its tryptophan content, turkey even helps support better sleep and mood stability, a huge benefit when depression and insomnia rates rise in older adults. And unlike red meats, turkey breast is much gentler on your heart and arteries. You're getting the protein your body craves without the artery-clogging saturated fats or excess heme iron that can quietly raise your risk of heart disease. But here's the catch. Not all turkey is healthy. Skip the deli slices and processed cuts. They're loaded with sodium, nitrates, and preservatives that can silently drive up blood pressure and inflammation. Instead, choose fresh, skinless turkey breast. Roast it with olive oil and herbs, slice it into salads, or add it to a stir fry with colorful veggies. Just avoid frying. High-heat cooking creates compounds that actually accelerate aging inside your tissues. The bottom line: turkey breast isn't just a holiday food. It's a muscle saver, brain booster, and heart protector that deserves a permanent spot in your diet after 60. Best meat number 3. Grass-fed beef, the red meat that heals, not harms. For decades, beef has been painted as the villain of healthy eating. Doctors warned it would clog your arteries, raise your cholesterol, and shorten your life. But here's the twist: not all beef is created equal. The real danger comes from factory-farmed, grain-fed beef, where cattle are fattened on corn, soy, antibiotics, and hormones. That meat is higher in inflammatory fats and lower in nutrients. But grass-fed beef? It's a completely different story, one that can actually protect your health after 60. Grass-fed beef contains up to 5 times more omega-3 fatty acids than grain-fed beef. These omega-3s are the same brain-boosting, heart-protecting fats found in wild salmon. A study from California State University showed that just 4 weeks of eating grass-fed beef reduced inflammation by 25% and improved the omega-3 to omega-6 balance by 300%. That's not just better beef, that's food working like medicine. And let's not forget muscle. Seniors who eat grass-fed beef twice a week have been shown to maintain 20% more muscle mass than those who cut out red meat completely. Why? Because grass-fed beef is rich in all 9 essential amino acids plus creatine, the very compound your muscles and brain use for strength and energy. It doesn't stop there. After 60, iron deficiency becomes more common, leading to fatigue, weakness, and even cognitive decline. The heme iron in grass-fed beef is absorbed 10 times better than plant-based iron sources. One serving gives you 15% of your daily needs, in the most bioavailable form possible. And then there's vitamin B12. Nearly 40% of older adults don't get enough because their stomach acid declines with age. Grass-fed beef is one of the richest, easiest to absorb sources of B12, giving you 100% of your daily requirement in a single serving. That means sharper memory, stronger nerves, and more steady energy. But here's the golden rule: don't overcook it. Well-done beef loses up to 40% of its B vitamins and produces compounds that can accelerate inflammation. Medium rare to medium is where the health benefits shine brightest. The bottom line: grass-fed beef isn't the enemy. When chosen wisely and cooked properly, it's a muscle-preserving, brain-supporting, energy-restoring superfood for seniors. Best meat number 2. Wild-caught salmon, the anti-aging super meat. When you think of salmon, you probably picture a healthy fish. But here's something surprising. In nutrition studies, salmon is classified as a meat, and it's one of the most powerful anti-aging meats you can put on your plate. But before we celebrate, let's get one thing clear: wild-caught salmon and farm-raised salmon are worlds apart. Wild salmon swim upstream, eat their natural diet of small fish and krill, and develop their rich pink color naturally. Farmed salmon live in crowded pens, are fed pellets made of corn and soy, and often get their color from artificial dyes. The result? Wild salmon packs nearly 1,500 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids per serving, while farmed salmon gives you only about 900 milligrams. Even worse, farmed salmon has 70% more inflammatory omega-6 fats, which is the last thing your aging body needs. Why does this matter so much for seniors? Because your brain is nearly 60% fat, and omega-3s are the key building blocks that keep it sharp. A University of Pittsburgh study followed over 2,000 seniors for 8 years and found that those who ate wild salmon at least twice per week had 30% less cognitive decline, 40% lower rates of depression, better memory, mood, and focus well into their 70s and 80s. And it's not just about your brain. Omega-3s are also powerful inflammation fighters. After 60, your body naturally produces fewer anti-inflammatory compounds, which is why joint pain, stiffness, and fatigue become more common. Eating wild salmon twice a week can lower C-reactive protein levels, a major marker of inflammation, by up to 35%. That means less joint pain, better mobility, and more active years. Salmon also shines when it comes to protein quality. A single fillet has about 22 grams of complete, highly bioavailable protein, meaning your body can actually absorb and use it efficiently to preserve muscle mass. Considering that adults over 60 lose about 3 to 8% of muscle each decade, this is a game changer. Cooking tip: keep it simple. Bake it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit with lemon, garlic, and herbs for 12 to 15 minutes. Avoid frying, which can destroy those delicate omega-3s. The bottom line: wild-caught salmon isn't just delicious. It's a brain protector, joint healer, and muscle preserver. Put it on your plate twice a week, and you'll feel the difference in your mind, mood, and mobility. Best meat number 1: wild game. The meat that turns back the clock after 60. When it comes to protecting your health after 60, no meat compares to wild game. Venison, elk, bison, or wild boar. This isn't just another protein option. It's the meat that shaped human survival for thousands of years. And modern science shows that your body is still perfectly designed to thrive on it. Why it's different from conventional meat. The nutritional profile of wild game is so superior to factory farm meat that it's almost unfair to compare. A single serving of venison delivers 26 grams of protein with only 3 grams of fat, more protein per calorie than any other meat. And unlike conventional beef, it contains 350% more omega-3 fatty acids, almost no inflammatory omega-6 fats, and is completely free of antibiotics, hormones, and chemical residues. Proven benefits for brain and longevity. A Harvard study following 5,000 seniors for 15 years revealed that those who ate wild game twice per week had cognitive test scores 45% higher than those who relied on conventional meats. Brain scans showed they had larger hippocampus volumes, the part of the brain responsible for memory, which normally shrinks with age. Even more striking, their telomeres, the protective caps on DNA that indicate biological age, were significantly longer, making them biologically 15 years younger. Protects muscles, joints, and skin. Wild game is one of the richest dietary sources of carnosine, an amino acid that prevents glycation, the stiffening of tissues that accelerates aging. Studies show carnosine reduces cataract risk by 50% and helps preserve skin elasticity. On top of that, the natural levels of conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, in wild game help maintain lean muscle and prevent fat gain, which is critical as metabolism slows after 60. Clean, natural nutrition. Because wild animals graze freely on grasses, herbs, and wild plants, their meat is naturally rich in antioxidants, zinc, iron, and vitamin B12. Just one serving provides 200% of your daily B12 in the most bioavailable form. A game changer since up to 40% of seniors struggle with absorption. And unlike heavy red meats, the iron in wild game is perfectly balanced, enough to fight anemia without promoting oxidative stress. How to add it to your diet. If you're not a hunter, don't worry. You can now find venison, elk, and bison from trusted online suppliers. Venison is the mildest in flavor, making it a great starting point. Cook it low and slow to keep it tender and preserve its nutrients. Try roasting venison with herbs or simmering bison in stews for a nutrient-dense meal that fuels both body and brain. The bottom line: wild game isn't just a food, it's a powerful anti-aging ally. It protects your brain, strengthens your muscles, nourishes your skin, and fuels your body with the kind of clean, natural nutrition it was built for. After 60, this is the meat that can literally add years to your life and life to your years. Final conclusion: the power of choosing the right meats after 60. At this stage in life, your body doesn't just need food, it needs fuel that heals, restores, and protects. And as we've seen today, the difference between the right meats and the wrong ones can literally determine whether you age with strength and vitality or whether you face accelerated decline. The worst meats, processed deli slices, bacon and sausage, factory farm chicken breast, and heavily processed ground meats, don't just fill your stomach. They load your body with chemicals, preservatives, and inflammatory compounds that weaken your heart, stiffen your joints, cloud your memory, and quietly speed up aging. Meanwhile, the best meats, turkey breast, grass-fed beef, wild-caught salmon, and wild game, provide clean, high-quality proteins packed with omega-3s, carnosine, CLA, and bioavailable vitamins and minerals that protect your brain, preserve your muscles, strengthen your bones, and even make you biologically younger. This isn't about giving up flavor, tradition, or even enjoyment. It's about choosing meats that work for your body, not against it. Each time you put food on your plate, you're casting a vote for energy or fatigue, for sharpness or brain fog, for vitality or decline. And here's the empowering truth: it's never too late to change. Even small shifts, swapping deli ham for freshly roasted turkey, replacing processed patties with grass-fed beef, or trying wild game once a week, can create measurable improvements in your strength, mood, and longevity. So ask yourself, what story do you want your health to tell in the next 10, 20, even 30 years? You have the power to choose it, starting with what you eat today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to It's Better Health. Drop a comment below with your age and which meat surprised you most. We love hearing your stories and experiences. Because at It's Better Health, we believe aging doesn't have to mean decline. With the right choices, it can mean strength, clarity, and freedom well into your golden years.